so y'all better cook. I got big dreams, you all talk when I walk, that's that big drip. Ay, when I slide down the block, now they pissed off. Like I really give a I got big sauce, so y'all better catch up.
What is the big old deal, man? We are back. We are back cracking for another reaction. You already know what's going on. It's your boy. Man. Now, as y'all know, yesterday, Loose Cannon and Bricc Baby were speaking on, I guess they were supposed to be coming home or being released from jail. Hold on. What the fuck, man? We're supposed to be getting released from jail today, actually. But so we don't know how true that was. We still have yet to see that, but it's looking bad for my boy Bricc Baby, man. Oh no, like this nigga done just got exposed, bro. Oh my gosh, the paperwork that's been released. We finna get into it in just a minute, man. And some of the things that I saw that was written in that transcript, bro, on that wiretap, is not even yeah. Y'all got I'm gonna let y'all see it. I'm gonna let y'all be the judge, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. It was in there. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so this nigga he basically was about to unalive his wife, allegedly. And he was speaking about a whole lot of other things that he shouldn't be talking about. But as y'all know, that he be talking a lot though. So we finna go ahead and see what's going on, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. All right, let's go.
All right. Y'all wanted this, so here y'all go. Zaire Mitchell, known as Bricc Baby. We just gonna get it all the way down. We don't care about too much. It's an introduction, statement of facts. Defendant is intercepted discussing criminal activity, including pointing a firearm at his partner and child. Firearms and ammunition are recovered from defendant's home. Defendant is recorded on intercepted calls, making other admissions. Defendant continues to threaten violence.
Hold on. Just off the back of that, it's crazy because I was just thinking about this last night, or no, this morning, matter of fact. It's crazy how they were supposed to the day before or the day they supposed to be, or Bricc Baby's supposed to be released from jail. All of a sudden, this paperwork surfaces. Man, I think the feds first you gotta think about this. They took two people that's on the same case together, or not on the same case, but in the same RICO. Well, Bricc Baby technically is not in the same RICO or the same, he don't got the same charges or whatever case. His case is separate, but it's ironically, Loose Cannon and Bricc Baby end up in the same cell. Then all of a sudden, because at first they bills got rejected, and all of a sudden now supposedly they're supposed to be getting released from jail today. And then out of nowhere, mysteriously, Zaire Mitchell, Bricc Baby, Bricc not the trick, paperwork get exposed. This is not good for bro. And these yeah, man, I think the feds is really trying to get these dudes up out of here, because this is crazy. They said firearms and ammunition are recovered from the defendant's home. We know about that. Defendant is recorded on intercepting calls making other admission. Defendant continues to threaten violence and carry firearms. Defendant is charged, and I know y'all remember all them times where bro was on No Jumper talking about he got more skull drags and all that type of stuff. Then on top of that, you seen him on there with Loose Cannon when they did the pod together, and you seen he had his gun on him. Not a smart move, And then we already know that it's been multiple calls where he's talking and saying way too much. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Defendant is charged with repeatedly possessing a firearm ammunition despite numerous felony convictions. What else? I don't see the one where he's talking about, because he said he pointed the gun at his baby. Oh, the morning of the defendant's instant arrest, he had an unsecured firearm and ammunition in reach of his young child. Like, all this is looking bad, bro. This is looking very bad. Which I know I don't think that he will harm his baby. Maybe his wife, because, that just, these niggas out here is emotional killers. A lot of these dudes that's supposed to be gangsters and everything like that, they just emotional killers. Most of these dudes ain't grow up with a father in the household. You know what I'm saying? And just because you able to kill somebody, that don't make you that's not like, you don't get no cool points for that. That don't make you a gangster. That just make you an emotional killer. That's it. In my eyes. If you not, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing really gangster about that to me at all. But let's go.
And carry firearms. Defendant is charged with repeatedly possessing a firearm and ammunition despite numerous felony convictions. The morning of defendant's instant arrest, he had an unsecured firearm and ammunition in reach of his young child. Defendant's criminal history is full of violence and supervision violations. 2006, narcotics and obstruction of law enforcement. 2010, reckless evading involving assault with a deadly weapon. 2012 to 2014, narcotics convictions. 2016, criminal threats conviction. 2020, robbery conviction, misdemeanors, arrest, and other conduct. Defendant's fraud crimes. Defendant was detained based on risk of flight and danger. Argument, legal standards for pretrial detention.
So if he was detained because of risk and flight and danger or stuff like that, then like I don't understand how is he all of a sudden getting out of jail? Yeah, I never got that.
So they're basically saying we going to make sure that he don't get bail. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. It don't look like he gonna be getting bail on this one. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he said he was about to be getting out, and he put up the house or something like that for to be able to do bail. But look at this though. It say right here, defendant should remain detained. Nakum. I was about to say Nakum. I was trying to say nature and circumstances at the same time. Nature and circumstances of the offenses, weight of the evidence, history and characteristics of defendant, nature and seriousness of danger posed by defendant's release. Defendant's proposed property bond is insufficient. Now y'all heard him when he was when he was on the phone yesterday when he was saying. I think he said something about putting up his property so he can be able to get his bond, but it don't look like that's gonna be happening. But yeah, because this paperwork is filed. It was filed on the 8th. Okay,
saying that he's not, but I'm just saying from how they writing this right now, it don't look good. Defendant should remain detained. See, right there. Nature and circumstances of the offenses, weight of the evidence, history and characteristics of defendant, nature. And that's why I always tell y'all, bro. I always say that. Man, there's some characteristics, bro. Yeah, man. Nature and seriousness of the danger posed by defendant's release. Defendant's proposed property bond is insufficient. Conclusion. Alrighty, so table of authorities. We're not finna do all that. We're just gonna get straight into it. Defendant Zaire Mitchell, defendant, asked this court to be released pending trial, arguing that a secure property bond is sufficient to reasonably assure his appearance and the safety of any other person or the community. To the contrary, defendant's criminal history shows a dedication to crime and recidivism, no matter what the consequences. Moreover, his conduct during the investigation in this case shows the same dedication to a life of crime and an ability to comply with the rule of law. The indictment first alleges that defendant in shooting at individuals possessed ammunition expelled from a firearm on January 12, 2022. So they said he shot at somebody in 2022. Then on June 21st, 2023, defendant was captured on an intercepted call arguing with a significant other, and when she repeatedly recounted that defendant had pointed a gun at her while she was holding his infant child. Execution of a search warrant at defendant's home followed, and 3 firearms, including an AK-47 style gun and over 125 rounds of ammunition, were found. After law enforcement seized those weapons and arrested defendant, he continued undeterred. In March 2024, defendant erupted at his place of employment, threatening individuals in the room and online with death, fighting security, and later admitting to possessing a firearm.
Oh, that's the no jumper incident, man. Like, damn. That's crazy. It's like, bro, you built this, he basically gave all the evidence they need. Like, bro, you told on yourself. Literally, that episode, he said way too much, man. And all that braggadocious. I put Kill Squad in the street and nigga know me. I got skulls. Nigga, ain't nobody got more skulls than me in the 60s. All that. Y'all remember all that. Not only do they got that, but they got wiretaps of him saying some crazy, wild, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. This is not going to be a good look. And he already has a criminal history of violence already. Then y'all remember he was talking about the whole incident with robbing somebody that's associated with Gucci. Like all these different things, bro. This is not, damn, man. Like, he should have kept a lot of that stuff off the podcast, bro. And I feel like a lot of the times, he was like, he was doing these things, you know what I'm saying? He trying to, it's almost like he got something to prove to people, like a people pleaser. He want people to think of him as like in a certain light, and it's like, you can't do that. But then at the same time, like you want people to perceive you as this super gangster, kill squad, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. But at the same time, you want the world to look at you as just a podcaster. Like, bro, you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You got to choose one. Can't serve 2 masters.
During that incident. Throughout 2024, defendant made claims online of murdering people and threatening to do the same to others. Then, on March 18, 2025, the day before his arrest in this case, defendant went on a live video podcast with someone whom he had previously threatened to kill. During the podcast, sitting across from that person, defendant brandished a firearm in his waistband. Defendant was arrested the following day. An unsecured firearm with multiple magazines of live ammunition matching that seen in defendant's waistband on the podcast were found where defendant was staying with his young child. All of the above conduct occurred after years of violent crimes, firearm possession, evading charges, and troubling conduct disseminated throughout the internet. Defendant's lengthy...
And this is my thing. Why would you go on camera with you could have showed that off camera. If you wanted that nigga to see that you had a thing on you so that he won't try nothing, I understand that. You got to protect yourself. You in LA... You know what I'm saying? You out here doing dirt, you feel me? You got enemies, you into the gang politics and all that stuff. Like, you got to move a certain way. And, Adam be having all type of niggas up and through there, so I understand it. But having that on camera, though, bro, like, you just making their job easy for you, doing their job for them. Bruh. And then they saying it matches, the bullets match that same gun that he had. Like, bro, come on. You gotta be, like, you can't be that stupid. Nigga, you went to college. That's why I say, like, just because you in college don't mean you smart. Just because you get a degree, it don't mean you smart. Like, you still got dumb smart people. And this nigga is one of them. Golly. Why would you... Knowing you got all these charges, you got caught with an AK. First of all, you can't even have AKs and that's illegal in the state of California. So you having these cases hanging over your head, why would you add more fuel to the fire? It's like niggas be, it's crazy how you got niggas that doing life wishing they could get out of jail, while you got niggas like Bricc Baby fighting to get in jail to prove something to people, I guess. I don't know.
Periods of incarceration and supervision have not deterred him from continuing to commit dangerous crimes. There is no reason to believe this arrest will be any different, and the safety of the public demands that defendant remain detained. Bruh, you gotta be kidding me. Statement of facts. Defendant is intercepted discussing criminal activity, including pointing a firearm at his partner and child. In the first several months of 2023, defendant was intercepted on multiple court-authorized Title III wiretaps, both on his phone and his associate's phone. On multiple calls, defendant discussed criminal activity. Throughout March 2023, defendant discussed how the mother of one of his children accused him of pointing a gun at her, and defendant claimed it was a lie. But on June 20th, 2023, a second person accused defendant of the same conduct. That day, defendant's significant other, KC, stated, "You pulled a gun out on me with your daughter. You pulled a gun out on me in front of your fucking daughter. You pointed a gun at me with your bitch ass." Defendant responded, "I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't give a fuck, bitch, ever since I've been with you." The following day, defendant argued with Casey again about her picking up her daughter, ordering her to take the fucking baby outside. "You stupid bitch. You sit in the house all day. You dumb asshole." Casey told defendant she could not walk or drive because defendant...
Damn, this nigga is crazy, bro. What the, like, and you would think it's the opposite, because the way he talk about his wife, you feel me? Wait, hold on, let me see something. Hold on. Cause the way he be talking about his wife on when he on No Jumper, he be talking about like he love her, this, that, and the third. But this nigga talking crazy, which I understand, cause that's just regular toxic relationship. Like I didn't hear motherfuckers say worse and do worse. So I'm not to say that it's okay. It ain't never okay to put your hands on a woman. It ain't never okay to be, calling a woman out her name, or she calling you out your name. Like the verbal abuse, all that type of stuff, or physical abuse is never the right thing. But I'm saying, my point is, it happens. That's what it goes on. That's a common thing within the Black and Hispanic community. More so, I wouldn't say probably like the Black community, but it happens in the Hispanic community as well. But shit get crazy though, man.
As defendant responded, "I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't give a fuck, bitch, ever since I've been with you."
Hold on, I'm trying to see this shit.
June 20th, 2023, a second person accused defendant of the same...
Hold on. Multiple call defendant discussed criminal activity throughout March 2023. Defendant discussed how the mother of one of his children of him accused him of pointing a gun at her, and defendant claimed it was a lie. See, this is not going to look good, because this is two different people, two different defendants making the same claim. So to the court, to the judge, this is going to look like it's actually true, even though he says a lie. But to them, this gonna look like, oh, you got a repeating. This is a pattern, so it must be true, because this is two different people saying the same thing about you. So I'm guessing the first one was his baby mama, and the second one must be his wife. Okay. But on June 2023, a second person accused defendant of the same conduct. That day, defendant significant other KC. Okay, so KC is his wife, I'm guessing. And the other one, that's his baby mama. Stated, "You pulled a gun out on me with your daughter. You pulled a gun out on me in front of your fucking daughter. You pointed a gun at me with your bitch ass." Defendant responded, "I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't give a fuck, bitch, ever since I've been with you."
In conduct. That day, defendant's significant other, KC, stated, "You pulled a gun out on me with your daughter. You pulled a gun out on me in front of your fucking daughter. You pointed a gun at me with your bitch ass." Defendant responded, "I don't give a fuck, nigga. I don't give a fuck, bitch, ever since I've been with you." The following day, defendant argued with Casey again about her picking up her daughter, ordering her to take the fucking baby outside. "You stupid bitch. You sit in the house all day. You dumb asshole." Casey told defendant she could not walk or drive because defendant fucked up her leg, and that he was the one who hit on people. Defendant responded, "Man, I was 6 hours. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I just told you."
Hey, no, hey, shout out to Nash. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This nigga funny. It's funny when niggas be doing like the with the how I was 6 out, cat. Fuck out, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I got skull drags. You know what I'm saying? I was 6 out. I was 6 out crap. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you keep playing with a nigga. You just want to see a nigga. Defendant told Casey, y'all know how to do my Bricc baby voice. I can't do it like point and shoot though. To
Yeah, point
leave
and
and
shoot be doing
said
that
that they
shit
were
on
done.
spot.
On the same day, Casey again stated, it was so fucked up that you can't even apologize for the shit that you do. You never apologize for treating me bad, pulling a gun out on me like this shit is cool for you. But you want me to go do shit for you? You talking about you don't want me? Shit, you got going on, but you gonna pull a gun out on me and my child though? Right? Defender responded, I don't 6 out, yeah. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I was 6 out crip, nigga. Firearms and ammunition are recovered from defendant's home. Following the above-mentioned calls, law enforcement obtained search warrants for defendant's home, car, and person. Inside his home, law enforcement found 3 firearms and ammunition listed in count 2 of the indictment. A .380 caliber pistol, a 9mm caliber pistol, and a 5.56 by 45 caliber assault rifle style firearm, and over 125 rounds of ammunition. Defendant.
God damn. Nigga. God damn. Damn. My nigga like John Wick around this, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna call him John Bricc. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's pause. We can't do that one. You know, pause. I take that one back. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? Bricc the Wick. I don't know, man, but this nigga, this the woo. Ugh, damn.
Tried to drop some of the firearms and ammunition from his balcony into the courtyard of his apartment complex, just as he previously stated that he would on another intercepted call. God damn, Bricc.
Oh my God.
Defendant is recorded on intercepted calls making other admissions. Throughout the remaining period of wiretaps, defendant made countless assertions or threats pertaining to violent conduct and weapon possession. For example, on February 20th, 2023, defendant stated that he did not respect the elders in the gang and would pop anyone on 6 out.
Oh my gosh, this nigga, hey bro.
Become a
it's
cybersecurity
be
professional
bad for this
in
nigga,
less
man.
than a year. Our live virtual classes take place in the
It's because like you gotta think about it
On
like
March
this.
6th,
Bro is like be doing a lot of two-faced shit. Like he'll say one thing, but then behind closed doors he'll say something else. Like just how you said on February, like you said, the defendant stated that he did not respect the elders in the gang and will pop anyone, bro. But then on camera, I just heard him talk about how it was an old pod or whatever, but he was just talking about how he messed with his OGs and stuff like that, and he listened to them and the whole little nine. But it's like, bruh, you saying the total opposite though.
2023, defendant was on the phone with his mother, the proposed surety here, and found the mother of his child outside his house. He told his mother that the mother of his child was in gangland and wanted to expire early. Defendant asked the mother of his child if she wanted to die in front of her son. I was 6 out as defendant's mother screamed at him to stop because he may be being recorded.
Mama know best. And as you know, he said on the podcast he didn't outed his mama, talking about she was like damn near like a queen pin around this, you know what I'm saying, moving dope and stuff like that. So mama know what she talking about. She know this boy hot. You feel me? Because of all the stuff he doing in the streets, and he be talking reckless. And I feel like once somebody, and you can kind of tell, like it's like this cold look when somebody that didn't, you know what I'm saying, caught a body. Like I feel like once they catch that first body, it's easier. It get easier and easier to do. And they got like this soulless look. Like you could look them in their eye, you could see it's just like cold. It's a cold stare. It's shit crazy.
Mama knows best, man. On March 6, 2023, defendant told KC that the police were acting stupid, that he was tired of doing what they told him to do, and that he was ready to shoot the mother of his child. Later that day, defendant
The police were acting stupid, that he was tired of doing what they told him to, that he was ready to shoot the mother of his child. Later that day,
told
damn.
another unindicted male that he can kill the mother of his child out sex out. On March 28, 2023, defendant said that he would body slam the mother of his child on her neck to stop playing with him. In the same call, defendant discussed how it felt to kill someone and had to go to school and play basketball the next day.
Oh my gosh, this nigga talks too much, bro. Why are you on the phone talking about murders, my nigga? And what it feel like to murder somebody and play basketball? This is not gonna look good in the public's eye, bro. Like, this is because this is the paperwork. This is the wiretap. This is like actual conversations of him saying these type of stuff. This is not gonna look good in the public. For one, he's on the wiretap talking about domestic violence. That's automatically gonna make him look evil as fuck in the public. Then on top of that, you talking about murders, talking about and insinuating like that, like how easy it is for you to do. You know what I'm saying? Catch another one, like bruh. And how it feel to catch a body and then go to play basketball. Like, bro, that's a cold nigga right there. Anybody that could do that is a cold. That ain't nobody to play with. That's kind of similar to the old boy that smoked Gilly's son. He was the same thing, basketball star, but at the same time, he was a cold killer though. You gotta be a cold mother.
Bruh. Defendant continues to threaten violence and carry firearms. In addition to the intercepted calls online, defendant continued to threaten violence, carry firearms, and discuss both. For example, in March 2024, defendant crashed out at his place of employment, threatening to shoot people and eventually fight a security guard. Defendant later admitted in separate interviews that he had a firearm on him during the altercation and that he brought his daughter with him to the studio. And y'all remember that damn thing right there. In June 2024, defendant argued over the phone, with an individual and claimed he had killed more people than the other had fought. Defendant stated that he swore to be true on his 4 babies, which he repeated many times. In later attempting to downplay this claim, defendant stated that even if he had one murder, that would be more than the other person had fights. On March 18, 2025, the same individual
why would you
who
tell on yourself
previously
like that, bro?
threatened and claimed to have more skulls than he had squabbles joined the same podcast. During the filming, defendant showed that he had a handgun in his waistband. Bruh, come on. Look at this shit. You can't make this up. And I knew these niggas was watching.
Man.
Bro, I just said this in my other video. Nigga, you can't be serious. Defendant is charged with repeatedly possessing a firearm and ammunition despite numerous felony convictions. Defendant is now charged with multiple counts of possessing firearms and ammunition, all in violation of 18 U.S.C. 922G. The first charge stems from defendant shooting 3 bullets in a business parking lot in July 2022 to ward off would-be robbers. The second charge involves all the firearms and ammunition found at his home in June 2023. Both of these charges follow 5 felony convictions from 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2020, respectively. While the pretrial services report includes a longer criminal history with out-of-state convictions, the morning of defendant's instant arrest, he had an unsecured firearm and ammunition in reach of his young child. On March 19, 2025, law enforcement arrested defendant on the felon in possession charges in the indictment at his residence in Gardena, California, with his significant other and young child. Agents found a Glock 26 firearm and a 17-round Glock magazine with 16 rounds of 9mm ammunition, as well as another magazine and 16 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Defendant kept all of that unsecured despite residing with his significant other and child he had already threatened with a firearm before. Despite being arrested with all the firearms and ammunition at his residence in June 2023, despite his many felony convictions prohibiting him from possessing firearms or ammunition, and despite California Penal Code 32310 prohibiting possession of large capacity magazines, i.e. those holding more than 10 rounds, defendant's criminal history is full of violence and supervision violations.
Oh my gosh, this nigga is done. He can't, bro, he's done. He's cooked. He is cooked.
This copy order had 0 clients and was struggling for 2 years.
I just don't see
until
him.
he was able
I don't
to quit his
see
9-to-5 job.
getting up out of this scotch free. I just don't see it. They got too much. They got too much evidence on this nigga, and this don't have nothing to
As
do.
shown in the
And the cold
pretrial-
part about it is, they haven't even implemented him into the RICO with Big U yet, or if they will. But they gonna try to though, because he spoke on that robbery with Big U on another wiretap call. This nigga be talking too much, bro. He be moving sloppy, moving stupid sloppy, bro. Even his mama caught it. Like nigga get mad and just everything go out the window. Like one thing my uncle always told me, you don't get mad and stop thinking. That's a key thing.
Services report and the indictment itself, defendant's multiple firearm and ammunition possession charges in this case are far from defendant's first crimes. 2006 narcotics and obstruction of law enforcement. Almost 20 years ago, defendant earned his first felony from a narcotics distribution conviction, while he was also charged with willful obstruction of law enforcement officers by use of threats or violence. He was sentenced to 10 years probation and given a second chance with community service and schooling conditions. 2010. So understand that. So that's 4 years afterwards, right? 2010, reckless evading involving assault with a deadly weapon. In 2010, defendant's criminal charges escalated with a charge for assault with a deadly weapon with great bodily injury likely and a conviction for evading a peace officer with disregard for safety. Defendant was sentenced to 365 days in jail in 3 years. Probation, a violation of which resulted in 2 years confinement. So he did 2 years. All right. According to certified conviction records and police reports for original crime, police saw a sex worker enter defendant's car. And defendant then sped off seeing police. Defendant led police on a high-speed chase through stop signs and red lights. At some point, defendant pushed the female out of the moving vehicle. Bricc is a wild. Goddamn, Bricc. You pushed the hoe out. At some point, defendant pushed the female out of the moving vehicle. The victim landed on her face, and defendant ran over her thigh with his car. The victim later stated that she asked to be let out multiple times, but defendant refused until he later threw her out. Bricc is a monster. God damn. The victim also stated that the defendant said he had something he needed to get rid of during the chase and threw a handgun out the window. Yeah, of course she gonna snitch on you. Nigga, you pushed the hoe out the moving vehicle and ran her thigh over.
Yeah.
2012 to 2014. Sorry. Narcotics convictions. Upon his release in 2012, defendant was arrested for transportation of controlled substances and ultimately sentenced to 365 days in jail and 3 years probation. That probation was later revoked after defendant admitted to violating it. 5 months after that arrest, but before that sentence, he was arrested for the same crime in Nevada and ultimately sentenced to 4 years probation. In 2013, he was arrested for and by 2014 convicted of possession of a controlled substance. Defendant later received misdemeanor relief for that conviction, but he thereafter violated his probation. 2016 criminal threats conviction. On August 2nd, 2016, defendant was...
Hey, if you keep on going to jail like this, bro, get out the streets. The streets is not like, I understand you're gonna get caught. If you in the streets, you're gonna get caught up at some point. You know what I mean? You can't, it's just, that's inevitable. But when it's this many times throughout your whole life, nigga, it's time to give it up. Golly.
Convicted of criminal threats and sentenced to 2 years in state prison, although he was given yet another opportunity with a suspension, of the execution of the sentence and 3 years formal probation. He violated that probation multiple times, even receiving a no bail bench warrant for his failure to appear for a violation hearing. 2020 robbery conviction. On October 7, 2020, defendant was convicted of robbery and sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. This arrest also featured a high-speed chase and barricade incident that defendant glamorized in his music. Come on, bro. Bricc Baby, Life Behind the Gates official video, one take down. So this is them showing you that music video.
They're finna fry that boy.
Calling all aspiring nurses in
Coachella
Coachella Valley. Kickstart your career with SJVC's accelerated nursing programs.
Misdemeanors, arrest, and other conduct. As a juvenile, defendant was charged with carrying a concealed weapon, robbery, and minor in a possession of a weapon. He has further arrests for narcotic sales, many failures to appear in multiple states, obstruction, multiple felon in possession charges, false statements, flight, assault with a deadly weapon, multiple fugitive from justice warrants, inflicting corporal injury on spouse, criminal threats, and multiple robberies. Defendant also has misdemeanor convictions and an infraction involving arrest for taking a vehicle without consent, driving on a suspended license, and domestic violence. Defendant's crimes do not pertain only to violence and weapon possession. Defendant is currently under investigation for fraudulently applying for FEMA benefits by claiming to be a renter of a property in Pasadena, California, destroyed in the Eaton fire in January 2020. Moreover, in his digital devices seized during his previous arrest, defendant was in possession of multiple social security numbers, addresses, and other personal identifying information that he had bought on WhatsApp. Defendant even had a photograph of a driver's license with his photograph, but a different name, address, and state. Defendant was detained based on risk of flight and danger. On March 19, 2025, this court ordered defendant detained pending trial based on risks of non-appearance and danger to the community. This court found detention to be appropriate based on defendant's history and characteristics, including his criminal record of fugitive arrest and violating parole and probation conditions, as well as insufficient bail resources and defendant's safety risk due to the nature and seriousness of the instant charges and his criminal history, which includes numerous convictions, some of which were violent. Argument. Legal standards for pretrial detention. A defendant must be detained pending trial where no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the appearance of the person as required and the safety of any other person in the community. 18 U.S.C. 3142E1. Detention is thus appropriate for a defendant who is either a danger to the community or a flight risk. United States versus, we ain't tripping on that. The Bail Reform Act mandates an individual evaluation guided by the factors articulated, the nature and circumstances of the offense charged, including whether the offense is a crime of violence, the weight of the evidence against the defendant's character, physical and mental condition, family and community ties, past conduct, history relating to drug or alcohol abuse, criminal history, and the nature and seriousness of the danger to any person or to the community that would be posed by the defendant's release. United States versus Windsor. Defendant should remain detained. All of the 3142G factors justify ordering defendant to remain detained pending.
Man, I'm saying though, bro. Shout out to Tyrone Davis. I'm saying though, bro. Like, what this? Like, this nigga, like, bro. Nigga got caught with drugs. Nigga got caught with all type of guns, ammunition, robbery. This nigga done said he and murdered people over intercepted calls. He didn't talk about murdering his baby mama and his wife. He didn't had guns out in front of his daughter. Bro, they finna cook this nigga in. Oh my gosh. And the fact that they got him on wiretaps and on top of that, he was talking to Big U about a robbery. Bro, they finna fry this nigga. It's gonna be burnt toast. This nigga gonna be burnt toast. Like, bruh, talking too much, trying to want people to, you know. I feel like that come from you, a people pleaser. That's what that sound like. You want people to look at you as a gangster so bad. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from what he did. You are what you are, but at the same time though, like, bro, don't why you gotta tell on yourself though, nigga? Keep that shit to yourself. You supposed to take that to the grave with you, not be sitting up here bragging about it or talk like. And at least if you gonna talk about it, do it in person. Don't be having no phones around where they could wiretap and all that type of stuff. Like, bro, you gotta be smarter about it, especially if you know you out here going crazy like that. This nigga was going crazy from like 2006 all the way till now. Golly, it's over, man. Exactly, bro. I don't give a fuck how mad you get. You don't speak on shit like that on no phone, bro. Even I know that, and I ain't from nowhere, nigga. I'm a regular square.
Trial. Nature and circumstances of the offenses. The nature and circumstances of the defendant's offenses unequivocally weigh in favor of detention. Defendant's offenses possessing multiple firearms on multiple occasions and over 125 rounds of ammunition, some of which he fired, are serious. That defendant fired at would-be robbers in a business parking lot, and less than a year later was found with firearms after purportedly pointing them at his partner and child, only confirmed the defendant should not be possessed of firearms, not to mention his multiple prior felony convictions, each of which alone prohibit him from possessing them. His continued possession of another firearm and even more ammunition at his home with his child during his latest arrest only further corroborates the need for his attention.
It says, moreover, defendant faces a statutory maximum of 15 years for each count. Not for everything all together. This nigga got hella counts. 15 years each? Bruh. Nigga, it's over. Life. They finna give my nigga the elbow.
Moreover, defendant faces a statutory maximum of 15 years for each count. God damn. As currently charged due to defendant's extensive criminal history, likely rendering him in criminal history category 5, and with enhancements for the type and number of firearms and obstruction of justice, defendant faces a likely guidelines range of 92 to 115 months imprisonment based on total offense level of 24. Below are the guidelines and calculations based on the information currently known. Base level 23 firearms, 2 obstruction, 2. The severity of potential penalties, involved arguments, defendant's risk of non-appearance. See United States versus Brenham. We're just gonna go down.
Oh my gosh, man.
Here are 3 steps for getting your...
They gonna do the same thing they did with the YSL try and get him to turn on Big U. Exactly. They gonna try to get him. Bro, he got too much time. This nigga ain't trying to go to jail. He ain't trying to do that time, bro. That's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. They gonna throw at him. He's never coming home. Hey, it's finna be a lot of people turn on Big U because that's what I really want. And the crazy part is, they're gonna try to throw a deal at him to get him to turn on Big U. That's the only way he gonna get out of all this shit. I promise you. That's the only way. Other than that, oh, it's over with. On me, he gonna be YSL Bricc, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He about to start singing like Jodeci, man. Damn. I feel bad for my boy because, like, man, why couldn't you just leave the streets alone, bro, and just do the podcasting thing, go up on your channel? Like, I was just starting to, like, you know what I'm saying, I always fuck with Bricc, you know what I'm saying, he cool. I actually met that nigga in person one time. But, like, man, man, I don't even know what to say.
Build you a completely free e-commerce store.
The only one that got a little bit of action is Loose
20.
Cannon. Shit.
Risk of non-appearance, defendant facing fraud charges that expose him to a range of just 57 to 71 months imprisonment, as courts have recognized such a lengthy sentence provides a significant incentive to flee, and given defendant's criminal history category, he is facing a guideline sentence of nearly 10 years. So there y'all go. Bricc is facing 10 years in the feds, bruh. God, dog. Explaining that facing a much graver penalties possible under the present indictment, the defendants have an even greater...
Shit, it's too late now to be smarter. You know what I'm saying? It's too late now. You done already done damage. You know what I'm saying? Now, at this point, all you can do is either snitch or hope for the best, man, because it ain't looking too good for you. The only one that probably got some action in this whole thing is Loose. That's about it. Because they don't got too many wiretaps of him. But he got Molly Moore that might snitch on him about the robbery that he told on himself as well. I don't get it, man. These niggas is crazy.
Greater incentive to consider flight, and nothing that electronic monitoring cannot assure prevention of non-appearance. It is entirely reasonable to conclude that a risk of flight is more likely in circumstances where evidence indicates that defendant faces a substantial risk of being convicted of serious pending charges and receiving significant punishment. Defendant's previous evading and flight from law enforcement, as well as his repeated fugitive arrest, failures to appear, and parole violation confirms the same. In sum, the nature and circumstances of defendant's offenses demonstrate that he is a risk of both danger and non-appearance. Weight of the evidence. The evidence that defendant committed the charged offenses is overwhelming and cannot be ignored in assessing defendant's risk of danger and non-appearance in this case.
And they not exaggerating.
The nature of the crime and the strength of the government's case, we find that the government has met its burden of showing by clear and convincing evidence that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community.
Oh, that ain't nobody.
Defendant was captured on audio recordings discussing firearms and other crimes for months while his home was searched. Those firearms were recovered. Defendant was previously captured on surveillance footage where shell cases were later recovered at defendant's location in the video showing that he fired them.
My God.
Evidence of defendant's continued possession of firearms is likewise powerful, including the night before his arrest on the podcast video and as found in his home during his arrest. All the evidence in this case conclusively shows defendant's continued possession of firearms and use of those prohibited firearms. The fact that Barone planned violent crimes, we're talking about United States versus Barone, planned violent crimes signals a degree of dangerousness unlikely to be deterred by bail release conditions according to the weight of the evidence, which this court shall consider under 18 U.S.C. 3142G, favors defendant's continued detention. History and characteristics of defendant. Defendant's history and characteristics also favor detention. Indeed, defendant's involvement in multiple violent offenses renders him particularly dangerous to the community.
Facts, bro. Yeah, bro, like 36, I think. I think he like 36. Like, nigga, you too old to be moving like you a YN out here, bruh. Like, what is up with these niggas? And I feel like he probably got a chip on his shoulder because niggas try to say that he is a Atlanta 60 because he didn't grow up in LA most of his life. So I feel like now he got something to prove to niggas out this way in California, which is crazy because it's like, bro, once you reach the age of 30, it's time to start, pick a different career. If you haven't did what you was supposed to do by the time, which I'm pretty sure because he spoke on it in the wiretap. So shit, apparently he did his, he made a name for himself. So I don't know what you got more else to prove. Like now it's time to pick another career, settle down. You got kids, he just bought his daughter a car, you know what I'm saying? Doing like, man, bro, it's time to settle down, get out this, especially because, bro, it's hot. Just imagine all the people that have been around him, he talking. That's crazy, homie.
See United States versus Lomax. Affirming district court's reliance on defendant's robbery crimes were a danger to the community. Affirming sentence. The evidence of his violence and threats of violence is all exacerbated by defendant's apparent continued access to firearms as detailed above. The recordings of defendant discussing uncharged conduct detailed above cast his already damning criminal history in an even more troubling light. Defendant's many convictions along.
Twin said Bricc been wearing a wire for years. Hey, I'm starting to think the same thing because how you get caught with an AK, bro? That alone, you get caught with an AK, and then, and not only that, but you got 3 other like charges or times that you got, got cases, and you ain't been to jail, nothing. Like you been out all this time, and he said it because it was a DA reject, so I guess the feds was gonna pick it up, but still, it's like, bruh, how you not in jail? How you get out all these times? How you walking the street? When you got niggas like what's his name? Crip Mac got caught with a Billy Western Smith he got a, you know what I'm saying? And he got damn near 10 years.
With his recent involvement in firearm offenses, further establish the danger he poses to the community if released. Additionally, defendant's headlong flight from law enforcement on multiple occasions and countless supervision violations only reinforces his dangerousness and his incompatibility with pretrial release, as does his attempt to rid himself of the firearms when law enforcement searched his location. Let's see, United States versus Hernandez, Miranda. and then fight immediately after commission supports inference of consciousness of guilt. For all those reasons, defendant's history and characteristics support of his continued detention, nature, and seriousness of the danger posed by defendant's release. Defendant's release would pose a serious danger to his own family and the community at large. Law enforcement risks exposing its investigation into a deadly criminal enterprise by executing a search warrant at defendant's home in June 2023. All to protect defendant's partner and child from defendant hurting them. And multiple intercepted calls, defendant's partner had discussed defendant physically hurting her and pointing a gun at her and their child. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's a punk ass shit right there, if it's true. Despite law enforcement seizing multiple guns and ammunition from his home, which unquestionably should have been a turning point for defendant had another unsecured gun and many more rounds of ammunition in reach of his child when he was arrested in March 2025. Defendant's risk of danger to his family cannot be ignored. Additionally, defendant is not only a risk of danger to the community at large, but has acted on his dangerousness time and again. Perhaps most concerning is defendant's continued criminal conduct after being caught with firearms, including illegally possessing another firearm,
this nigga get dumber,
which weighs strongly in favor of continued detention. Defendant's proposed property bond is insufficient. While defendant's support from family, shown by his mother's willingness to serve as a surety and put up a property bond on his behalf, is admirable, there is no condition, a combination of conditions to warrant his release pending trial. Even a proposed secure property bond would not mitigate defendant's danger to the community. In light of the severity of his charged offenses and his seriousness, lengthy criminal history, see United States versus her, affirming district court's denial of proposed $600,000 secure bail package based on a risk defendant posed to the community. Congress finding a defendant who is a danger to the community remains dangerous even if he has posted a substantial money bond. Even if defendant agreed to other conditions, those limitations, including electronic monitoring, would all suffer from the critical flaw in that they depend on defendant's good faith compliance in order to be effective. In particular, electronic monitoring does not prevent a defendant from committing crimes within the monitoring radius, including his home, where he has been caught with unsecured firearms and ammunition more than once, and there is no reasonable way to assure that a defendant would not make impermissible stops or detours on his way to places permitted under restrictions, reversing release order finding that restrictions on communications with any person.
All right, so we're gonna leave it right there, but ultimately though, you know what I'm saying, like, this nigga is dumb. He's, oh, my bad, that was to the scene, my bad. Yeah, this fool is done, bro. Like, it don't make no sense to be talking that damn much. Like, bruh, he did it to himself though. I mean, shit, I don't know, y'all be the judge, man, and the jury. Y'all go ahead, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And we just gonna see what happened. But before we get up out of here, I'm gonna show y'all a little song I'm finna drop, you know what I'm saying? So new music on the way. You feel me? But yeah, let's go. I'm gonna
back outside. All 2025. Yeah. Hey. Gotta run it up. Ain't shit free, quick speed. Catch me out of bounds in a 10-speed, risky. Yeah, like bitch, please catch me on my square. I'm outside, but don't tempt me. All about my back, feeling chippy, young trophy. Mike Jones was doing bad, but now you know me. Don't need a friend, cause I be sagging by my lonely. You niggas all fraud, straight pretend, straight but lonely. I'm bossed up, can't trust a nigga that been crossed up, but all tough. Fighting all that faking, it might cost you. We not on the same team, bitch. I'm on my own campaign. You might need a canteen, cause you're looking real thirsty. You understand it's all business, ain't personal. I see no limit, got me feeling like I'm Percy though. Put me through the furnace, tell me go, but it's worth it though. Ever since the youngin', I've been trained to go. What?
Leave it right there, man. Make sure y'all go comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you new here, man. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.
Every day it's like I feel more pressure, give more effort. Bill steady rolling in the due day crept up. Feel like I'm next up, life gon' test ya. My range close, aim, know the boy a heavy stepper. Things change, rearrange, ain't no crime body. Heart is weaving through the smoke, got my vision cloudy. Heavy stress on my brain, ain't no way around it. Navy SEAL when I flow, no you can't drown me. No brakes, all gas, get my weight up. A nigga on the road, fell asleep tryna stay up. Post-dramatic, a lot would say you too dramatic. The loudest one in the room, never want the static. Crazy how the niggas getting money turned into addicts. Never had the same habit, cut from from a different fabric. Yeah, dropping classic after classic. My life